Hi, I'm Michelle Begue with a look at what's happening in Latin America now. But first, our news trivia. What country founded the world's first Laziness Day to mark the closing of an industry festival? We'll have the answer later. Guatemala has a new president. Bernardo Arevalo won with 58% of the vote, compared to former First Lady Sandra Torres with 37% of the vote. Arevalo was the anti-corruption candidate running with the Movimiento Semilla party. Considered a center-left politician, he ran with promises to curb crime and corruption and bring growth to the country as it suffers from some of the highest inequality rates in the region. This will be a challenge as Congress is controlled by establishment parties. Now let's go to my colleague Dan Collyns, who is in Ecuador with a special report.
Michelle, there was no outright winner in Ecuador's presidential elections on Sunday, but two candidates came out on top. Luisa González, 45, a protege of Ecuador's former leftist president Rafael Correa, with a third of the votes. And in second place, Daniel Noboa, 35, the businessman's son of one of the country's richest men. The two former lawmakers will face each other in a runoff election on October the 15th. González pledged to govern for Ecuador's poor and revive the social programs of her mentor, former President Rafael Correa, who governed from 2007 to 2017. Daniel Noboa, the son of a banana tycoon and five-time presidential hopeful Álvaro Noboa, pledged to address voters' top concerns: the steep rise in violent crime and the flagging economy, which has forced jobless Ecuadorians to migrate. The assassination of anti-corruption candidate Fernando Villavicencio early this month cast a grim shadow over the vote. The crime is still under investigation, but Villavicencio, who was replaced by his friend and fellow investigative journalist Christian Zurita, came third with 16%.
In Mexico, a deadly road accident draws attention again to growing migration. A bus and a trailer truck crashed on a highway in central Mexico near the border states of Oaxaca and Puebla. 24 hours after the incident on Monday, 16 people were declared dead and 36 injured. According to the National Immigration Institution, one of the dead was a Venezuelan migrant, and 9 of the injured had appointments to ask for asylum at the U.S. border. The reason for the crash is being investigated. These images are from Brazil's iconic Flamengo beach, and while the transparent waters might seem typical of a beach near Rio de Janeiro, that isn't usually the case for Flamengo Beach. Located in Guanabara Bay and in front of Sugarloaf Mountain, the beach had been dubbed the Dirty Beach of Rio due to sewage runoff. So much so, the beach had been closed to swimmers for years. Now it is open for the first time, and experts say the improvement in water quality is due to temperature, wind, and rain. Now let's check out the stories we're following for next week. First, the United Nations is drawing attention to Haiti's violent gang crisis. According to a new report from January 1st to August 15th of this year, more than 2,400 people were killed in Haiti. Rampant gang violence is to blame, and more than 350 killings were due to lynchings by local and vigilante groups. Waves of crime and unrest have hit the island since the assassination of its president in 2021. Second, in Argentina, more than 100 people have been arrested in connection to looting of stores and supermarkets across the country. The looting took place from the southern Patagonia city Bariloche to the country's wine region, Mendoza, and around the capital city, Buenos Aires. Small groups of people broke into stores stealing food and other items. There is increasing volatility in the country, with inflation over 100%, and as the country witnesses a tense race in the lead-up to elections in October. And now the answer to our news trivia. The answer is C. Colombia's city of Itagüí started the World's Day of Laziness in 1984 to mark the closing day of the Festival of Industry, Trade, and Culture. Participants today like to make a statement and relax on beds on the street. But don't be fooled by their laziness. The event also includes musical presentations, as its goal is to send a message to the modern world that it needs to relax and learn to enjoy art, culture, and rest. And that's it for this week. We'll see you again soon on Latin America Now.